driving. The key to every person's independence who is 16 years or older, and of course, those who have passed their driving test. When I had my first follow-up appointment with my vascular surgeon, I was sitting in the waiting room and there was a woman who was maybe in her mid-60s. I saw that she also had a below-the-knee amputation on her right leg, so I decided to spark up a conversation with her. And we were talking about, some of the things that we were thankful for, some of our challenges. She had been much further in her recovery process than I had been at the time. But one thing that I remember her saying is that prior to her amputation, she had just bought a new car. And I guess through several doctor's appointments and some other things that were going on with her health, she was informed that she was not able to drive anymore. Of course, the only thing I heard was not able to drive anymore. And I remember going into my doctor's office and telling her about my conversation and just being so upset about it, because what I had not realized while I was in the hospital during the same time that I had my amputation is I was in such shock that I didn't even think about it being my right foot. I didn't think about driving. There were several things that I didn't think about because my mind was just, I don't know, I was just somewhere else, and probably at the beginning stages of grief and loss, and just some things were far out of my mind. But I found out from going to a support group in my area that in fact I was able to drive. And there was a gentleman who drove to the place that we met at, which was a bowling alley. And I can remember asking him, especially because he and I were the same age, like, how'd you get here? Are you driving? Is your family member driving? He's like, no, I drove myself. He said, I've been driving for years, ever since I got my amputation. And I said, you have got to let me know what you have and how you're able to drive. So that's exactly what he did. He said, hold on one sec. I'm going to run out to my car. I'll be right back, and I'm going to show you the device that I have. So let me step out of the car for a second, and I am going to show you guys what my driving device looks like. Okay, so I am in my car. Of course, this is the normal setup for someone who is driving regularly with their right foot. Let me take this device off, which you see is removable really easily. And, excuse the dirt, but this is the device that the pedal is on for a left foot accelerator. So I actually had to take my car to a mechanic who works on cars for people with disabilities, and he kept my car for a couple hours. He installed the device and I was on my way and ready to go. What was kind of funny is people aren't used to driving with their left foot, and neither was I. So my mom was here. She had been here for several months during my recovery, and she said she was absolutely out, that she was not riding with me as I practiced driving with my left foot. I had some cousins in town who were visiting, and they were game, so that's what we did. I drove around this parking lot that I'm actually in now over and over and over and over, and it was a lot easier than what I thought it would be. Kind of similar to walking on my prosthesis. I thought that it would take me months and months and months to learn how to balance myself and actually move with some momentum, but it wasn't bad at all. It took me a couple weeks, and I would say the same with my left foot accelerator. So I drive to work every day. I take road trips. One of the things that I do is I take my time. I try not to tailgate. I try not to put myself in any type of situation where I would need to react quickly, because I know that my brain is still in the process of rewiring, since my amputation, and I just don't want to have to act quickly and slam the gas pedal with my right foot instead of my left. So So yeah, some of the downsides of driving with the left foot accelerator is that it's hard to get rental cars, although there are companies that can have them ready for you to go if you're heading out of town somewhere. It can be a little bit difficult. I think that they charge the same price though. And one of the other things that's been difficult for me is I can't drive any of my friends' cars. I can't drive my family members' cars. So when I go to visit them, I kind of am at their mercy for them to either, you know, take me where I want to go and drop me off, or stay with me for a bit, or, you know, there's always Uber or Lyft or taxi, or, you know, all these other modern forms of technology that have been created over the past several years. So to all of you who think you may not be able to drive, I am here giving you hope and letting you know that I'm doing it and have been doing it with no problems at all for 2 years. So happy driving and buckle up.